get the 2023 Clownfish comic books, including Crimson Wren Volume 1 and previously on Clownfish TV. We're offering a limited number of these books. In our second chance offer, go to shopclownfish.com. That's shopclownfish.com. Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And did you know it's Comic-Con weekend?
It is.
Comic-Con weekend.
Lots of news going to happen this weekend.
Yeah, not a lot out of Hollywood, though. We're going to talk about the do's and don'ts if you're a fan, how to support the striking writers and actors this weekend during Comic-Con, which I thought was supposed to be about comic books. But apparently...
I mean, if you want to cosplay a character, I don't know why you have to have a checklist of what you can or can't do to cosplay a character. I mean, if you're part of the union, that's different. I get that. Or your friends are in the union, okay. But normies, they don't care.
Well, you want to show solidarity, right? You want to show solidarity with all the Hollywood studios that can't invade the comic convention this year.
Right, right.
You know, so we're going to talk about the etiquette per Polygon. So buckle up for that. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to shopclownfish.com. You can buy Clownfish merch. I gotta get a plug in there.
You do. I'm sorry. I was reading the under the picture. Fans doing Bridgerton cosplay during the WGA and SAG strikes aren't scabbing.
What?
I can't believe you have to clarify that. If you show up and dress as a character from a show that's on hiatus or something, you're a scab. But you're not. God.
So this is coming from Polygon. The SAG and WGA strikes don't mean you can't cosplay or write fanfic. I don't think anybody was asking.
I don't think anybody was going to stop writing fanfic because of this.
Nobody was going to.
I guarantee the writers are still writing stuff. They just aren't telling anybody they're writing stuff.
I'm sure they are. They probably are going to magically, whenever this gets resolved, however this gets resolved, magically, all these pitches are going to appear. All these screenplays are going to appear. Like, my God, there's like 5 years worth of work here.
Well, here's the thing. If you happen to be a writer and you're not in the guild, I mean, I'd be pitching this stuff now.
Yeah, right?
Before they have a chance.
I think things are going to change. I think things are going to change. Anyway, what to know about making fan content during the writer and actor strikes? Nobody was asking. So yeah, it boils down to one simple answer. You're not a scab if you're not an actor in SAG-AFTRA or a screenwriter in the WGA. Did anybody think that somebody cosplaying a character was actually a scab?
Well, here's the kicker, though. If people did, what was going to happen was people were going to show up to cosplay and their outfits, and people were going to jump them. And I think they had to make this clear for a couple of reasons. One, it's people who were like, oh, I'm not going to cosplay because I don't want to, go against the union. And two, people that might have been there cosplaying might get attacked by, union stands. God,
this is ridiculous. So yeah, if you're not an aspiring member of either union, because they might take issue with it, then cosplaying fan fiction or participating in other fandom activities is not scabbing. There are some murky areas, especially in this age of social media and easily accessible fan-generated content.
So someone might see you in the background in your outfit when you shouldn't be there.
You're canceled.
You can't. Yeah.
You're canceled. So we've broken down exactly what a good fan can do to show solidarity with striking actors and writers.
Most people don't care.
According to Polygon. Should I cancel my streaming service or not watch any more movies or TV shows?
Well, that's smart. You cancel your streaming service, and then the studios definitely don't have money to pay these people.
I know, right? Neither SAG-AFTRA nor the WGA has called for any consumer boycotts.
Well, because it would bite them in the ass.
They said, in fact, many union members have urged consumers to keep on watching because it helps prove the value of the shows and movies they worked on. Wouldn't it be so funny? Wouldn't it be so funny if everybody's like, I'm going to show solidarity. I'm going to stop watching all the shows that these writers and actors worked on. And then the studios are like,
I'm going to watch more YouTube.
Yeah. Studios are like, nobody's watching this shit anyway.
That's exactly what would happen.
You're not getting what you want. Sorry.
I still tell you to watch more YouTube, though.
Yeah, watch more YouTube. What about unofficial? This has to be an AI article. What about unofficial content like fan art, fan fiction, and cosplay? Can I still make that stuff? Fan-generated content does create some confusion.
How does that create confusion?
How? But the simple rule applies. If you're not a SAG-AFTRA or WGA member or don't aspire to be one, you're not scabbing.
Okay, so this whole article typically boil down to. You can do what the hell you want if you aren't a SAG-AFTRA or WGA person and you don't plan on becoming one someday. They're doing this someday. So if you do something now, then we're going to hold it against you 10 years from now. It's like, well, they're not. You're the ones out dues.
Okay,
you're the ones out members. That's on you, I guess.
So let me get this straight. So saying you're not scabbing if you're just cosplaying, if you're doing fan fiction, whatever. That aspire to be part is important. Both unions will bar any current non-member from future membership if they determine that person has scabbed. But you're not scabbing.
No, because right now, if you're just doing it as a fan, and you're part of the group, and even if you want to be like 5 years from now, how is that scabbing when you weren't even part of it?
If this damn strike goes on till Halloween, my kids want to trick or treat as Disney characters. Are they scabbing? Is Fran Drescher going to come to our house and yell at us?
Are you wearing designer clothes? Well, if you're not, you're fine.
Additionally, if you're not being paid by one of the struck studios to do work of a union member, you're also not scabbing. So,
right. Obviously, I mean, do the people know
what the
scabbing
hell is this?
People obviously don't know what it is.
Your Avengers fanfic is not going to replace the next MCU movie.
Truth.
Your Ahsoka Tano cosplay is not going to replace Rosario Dawson.
Truth.
What?
Some
What?
people are gonna be shocked by that. Wait, what? You mean I'm not gonna get my story picked up?
They're not going to take my hypothetical She-Ra season 6 pitch and turn it into a movie? What?
Yeah, I'm me though. I'm me.
Take an actual real-life example. Disney Parks employees were paid by Disney to show up as characters for the Haunted Mansion premiere.
They were not in the same union.
But they were not scabbing. No. So a lot of people said, and that's true, technically they weren't. They weren't taking the place of any union members. No. These were just actors that were in the park. They have a different deal completely.
Right. And if they were members of SAG-AFTRA, they wouldn't have showed up. You know what I mean? You know, they're not members.
Yeah, I doubt. Now they do have a theme park workers union. That's a totally different thing.
That's not the same thing.
No. They're not replacing any union jobs. Yeah, they're not sending union workers to go walk the red carpet dressed as Cruella de Vil. Mm-hmm. You know. Now, whether you feel morally okay with creating fan content during these strikes is a personal decision.
With creating fan content during these strikes.
Oh my God, wouldn't that be awesome if like all this shitty Tumblr fan fiction it just burned itself down because everybody's like, I feel too guilty doing anything that even promotes Hollywood at all, so I'm just gonna stop. And it just all stops.
Please do.
Twitter stops. Fan outrage stops. Tumblr fanfic stops. The dogpiling on Twitter stops because tweeting might be scabbing. If you're
oh my God. Just tell these people that's what. Just tell them they're scabs.
Oh,
and they'll stop.
Oh, what if some of those Twitter accounts are actually alt accounts of union members, and they have to stop tweeting because they're performing marketing duties during a strike?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fucking hilarious? Like, wait, where did all these haters go? Oh, there's a strike.
No, they're probably using their alt accounts to tell everybody else that the Hollywood's terrible and support SAG-AFTRA and everything else.
What if I'm in one of these unions? The rules get murky if you are in the union. As a general rule of thumb, if you're not getting paid by a struck studio, you're not scabbing. Influencers. So this is where it gets tricky.
Yeah, the influencers.
Influencers. So they opened SAG-AFTRA up to basically people like us.
Well, that just tells
basically
me
people
that
like us.
They needed people.
Yes. They opened it up to people that had audiences of a certain size. You were allowed, because a lot of times what's going on now.
What the hell is a union going to do for you?
Nothing. No, because you can strike. Well, this explains why you're seeing so many YouTubers and TikTokers getting like TV deals and shit that normally they wouldn't have gotten.
Well, that's different. If you got a deal that you need to be part of the union, that's different. But if you're just an influencer, like, because you might get a deal someday.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for us, we're going to be banned forever. How dare you?
We're not as banned as people think we are. Wink, wink. Mm-hmm. Influencers in SAG-AFTRA, for instance, have been asked not to take any paid promotions during the strike, though they are encouraged to finish out any existing contracts. So that's going to kill a lot of people. If you're an influencer and you're like on Instagram or TikTok or Twitch, where there's not a lot of ad revenue, but there is a lot of money for, contracts and promotions. If you're not allowed to take any sponsorships, you're fucked. I mean, you are.
They could go to people like us who can take them.
Are you allowed to do OnlyFans? Can I do OnlyFans?
Are you scabbing?
Are you scabbing?
No, I don't think that's scabbing.
What about all the porn stars? Do they have a union? Do porn stars have a union?
I don't know, but someone probably will tell you in the comments.
They probably will. Like, yes, I'm a member of the porn union. and just the tip during a strike. That's how that works.
God.
Just the tip. Yes, you can just put a little in. You can't go.
Stop.
Okay. What do you think I'm talking about? I'm not talking about what you think I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
Tip of your tongue into an ice cream cone.
No.
There are some caveats that come with the gray area of organic promotional
That
material,
word is organic, not the other one.
such as influencers making hype posts of their own accord. SAG-AFTRA specifically urges influencers who are members to not promote organically. They shouldn't post about struck work at all, even as a fan. This could encompass cosplay and fanfic. What?
So wait, okay. So you're allowed to I'm very confused. So influencers making hype posts of because they're fans, they're not allowed to do that. But if you're a member of SAG-AFTRA and it's not something you're getting paid for, you're allowed to do fanfic and cosplay. This is an awful lot of confusion here.
The WGA urges members and aspiring members. So this is what they're going to do. They're going to cancel you.
They're threatening people.
Yeah, they're trying to get the wannabes, and this includes a lot of people that. So this whole thing is going to go. I mean, this is going to fall down like a house of cards. So not only do they not have new content coming out, right? Which means Hollywood is actually, they're kind of screwed, but they're also going to look at the situation and be like, well, how much of this stuff do we actually need, and can we get by with less, right? But they've got this whole ecosystem set up with influencers and social media personalities and wannabes who are working as writers at a lot of these websites. They're telling you not to even talk about new movies or TV shows. So if you want to be part of SAG-AFTRA or the WGA someday, you want to work someday on a show or a movie, you're not allowed to talk about movies or TV shows. According to this.
See, that's not going to work because influencers, they a lot of them, or people like on YouTube and stuff like us, that's what they do. So, I guess we're never going to be in SAG-AFTRA.
I guess not. Right now, the best way to support the strike is to donate to strike funds, because those poor, starving.
Why don't you donate to strike funds, but you're an influencer, you're talking about a movie?
What?
Does one cancel the other out? What if someone gave you money? Are you going to say you can never be part of our union because you talked about things after you took their money? Then you better return their money.
That's funny. So this whole thing could there's so many people out there, they're working, doing what we do, who are stupidly thinking that they're
reporting on the news.
Yeah. But that's it. They're like, you're not even allowed to talk about movies or TV shows. You're not allowed to do anything to promote those studios. I'm like, what do you do if you want to write for Hollywood someday and you're working at one of these garbage tier, what you're supposed to do, just quit? Be like, I can't, because someday my ship might come in and I might want to join the WGA. So I can't promote the Barbie movie.
Well, I have to wonder if this isn't going to lead to them just stepping over unions and changing that you don't have to be required to be in a union anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly what I think is going to happen. I think that even the union might get more of what they want, but I think the studios might be like, yeah, you know what? And we're going to open up work to a lot of non-union people too. So now the union is going to have to bid against non-union workers. And that's just tough shit. That is potentially what could happen. Like I said, this is not going to go the way they think it's going to go. And I'm not anti-union. I've tried to tell people this. They think we're full of shit, whatever.
This is so confusing. Basically, if you're an actor, if you want to be one someday, you shouldn't post about new movies or TV shows. But if you're just a person posting your Barbie premiere fit to Instagram or making a TikTok about watching Oppenheimer in IMAX, both of which could be influencers, you're in the clear. But if you're an influencer, you can't talk about any movies or anything at all because it might bite you in the ass later. So if you're talking about this stuff on these things, you're probably an influencer. Or you could become one in the next couple of years. So you could be banned because you talked about it. They're saying it's totally fine to do that, but this article says it's fine. And I know if you do, and then a few years later, they're like, well, you talked about stuff during a strike, so you can't be a member. Now you're big enough to become one.
This is so stupid. It's just really stupid and whatever. Like, yeah, maybe don't. Maybe the writer at Polygon doesn't know what the hell they're actually talking about. And they're just kind of just making it up with the help of AI.
Like we got it from the WGA website.
Yeah, right. So this is the comments section. Am I reading The Onion?
Kinda, yeah, that's what it feels like.
Fandom, I am begging you all to learn the difference between a strike and a boycott. Oh my God. If you're not an actor, so this is Larry highlighting, if you're not an actor in SAG-AFTRA or a screenwriter or an aspiring member and cosplaying fan fiction or participating in other fandom activities is not scabbing, of course it isn't. Who could possibly think it was?
Yeah, here's the thing too, they got done saying it's not scabbing, but you're not getting paid to promote, you're not scabbing. So it's an awfully broad yet specific. Then they make it very specific too at the same time.
They're like, this is ridiculous. They have literally zero skin in the game. He says none. And honestly, they never did. Doesn't matter how much amateur content they coughed up online in the hopes of getting attention validation for it. This guy underneath. It really speaks to the inflated sense of self-importance fandoms have these days, that these questions even need to be answered. I'm normally not a go touch grass type of person, but anyone who's worried about this seriously needs to get a more realistic perspective of their hobby. Fan fiction and cosplay isn't going to disrupt the negotiations of a multi-billion-dollar industry. No. And people are getting mad about that. They're getting mad about that.
Because I'm important because my mom says so.
Oh, this is a real thing. People have jobs in spaces like this, writing articles specifically so the same 500 people that actually pay attention to them on Twitter will tweet this article back to them. That's probably what this is. Probably like, hey, Hollywood, look, I'm on your side. Mm-hmm. I think there are going to be a lot. I've noticed that.
In the union.
Yeah, I've noticed that there are, weirdly enough, we are eligible. We are eligible.
Not now.
Not now. Fuck off. I'm not joining a union. But there are a lot of people out there that I think they think if they stand hard enough that when the strike is over, they're gonna be like, since you did such a good thing for us, we're gonna make you a real boy, Pinocchio, and you're gonna get to be one of us. It doesn't work that way.
No. You're just kissing their ass and giving them a promotion they want. That's
right.
What we're doing.
Are we gonna wrap this up?
Yes.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Help support the channel. Go to thereef.support and get early access to podcasts, videos, and other content. That's thereef.support.